everyone, and welcome to another edition of Zanadu Comics. Comics should smell good. You may have noticed by now that this seat is occupied by a human being other than Casey.
Or is it?
Or is it? Is this being in fact wearing a mask, pretending not to be Casey? Probably. He likes to do weird things like that.
It is Halloween.
And it is Halloween. Casey is disguised, of course, as Anna, our wonderful correspondent who handles a bit of our blogging.
Indeed.
And to start things off, why don't we go ahead and show off a absolute smattering of annuals this week. I just used the word smattering.
I don't think it's real, but I like it.
I swear it is. I read it in a book once.
Then it's true.
We've got from DC not only Teen Titans Annual, Action Comics Annual, Aquaman Annual, Green Lantern Annual, Nightwing Annual, and Swamp Thing Annual, but also from IDW or Boom or whoever that is that does this. Yes, IDW. I've looked at the back cover, I know for sure now. My Little Pony Annual 2013.
The Equestrian Girls.
Yeah, because you wondered, you were like, okay, so I'm buying this comic about all these pony girls, and I'm like, but what if they were humans?
I think of that often.
Is that really? I thought the whole point was kind of that they were ponies. Like,
No, I want my ponies to be humans.
Oh.
Human ponies.
Oh.
In general.
Okay.
All the time.
Do you still ride on them, or what?
Don't worry about it. Human ponies, don't worry about it.
Alright. And, next up, why don't we check out this here enormous hardcover, possibly one of my favorite comics of all time. This is Junji Ito's Uzumaki. He is probably Japan's foremost horror artist at this point. This is, I'd say, his most well-known work. All 3 volumes of it collected in one beautiful hardcover right here, $27.99.
It's a steal for a hardcover.
Oh yeah.
Especially how hard those are to find. You
Yeah,
had some trouble
really.
earlier.
All of his stuff, pretty much impossible to come by. Even that stuff, when it was in print and softcover, that's all you could find of his. And why don't you pass me
Start
that
on this side?
down there? Yeah. This is kicking off Marvel's new Ultimate Universe event, which is, of course, saying goodbye to the entire line for the 3rd time. This is Cataclysm .1. Not Cataclysm #1. That does not exist. It will not exist. This is going off into like 3 or 4 different miniseries. There's a Death of the Ultimates miniseries. There's an X-Men miniseries. There's a Spider-Man miniseries. I don't even know if Ultimate Fantastic Four exists anymore, but they're probably around there somewhere. But this is touching on the Ultimate Vision, who I don't think has been used since they introduced her way back when Warren Ellis did the original Galactus trilogy in the Ultimate Universe. But hey, she's back now. For the time being, at least.
Step back on this side.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind popping that back over there. This here is the start of another DC miniseries. This is Damian, Son of Batman, #1. Written and drawn by, that's Andy, right? Yes, Andy Kubert. Son of the late Joe Kubert, brother of Adam Kubert, not to be confused. They both have 4-letter names that start with A. Not the same person at all.
They all create amazing books.
Another one from Marvel here. This is the conclusion of the Battle of the Atom event. This is X-Men Battle of the Atom #2. It's part 10 of the event, but it's #2 of the series. Just keep that in mind. These things tend to be very, very confusing.
This is one of my favorite anthologies that's coming out now. It's the Thought Bubble, brought to you from the largest UK comics convention in Leeds. It's happening at the end of November. If you just have a couple $1,000s to throw around, go to Leeds.
Yeah, you know.
can probably meet some of the amazing artists that are in this. They have Gabriel Ba, Jeffrey Brown, Brandon Graham, and
Cameron Stewart, who actually works with Brandon Graham in an awesome 2-page thing. The first one's Cameron Stewart, second page is Brandon Graham. And it smells amazing.
It smells like paper. Real
Also,
paper.
the entire thing was done for charity, so every dollar that you spend on it goes to charity. Because none of the creators that worked on it got paid at all. Because they just care about people and comics.
So much, they'll do it for free. It's beautiful. Touching.
And Image also has out this week the 6th issue of the now ongoing 5 Ghosts.
Now ongoing.
Which is awesome! some of the best pulpy adventure stuff that's been printed in probably the last 10 years, maybe.
I would say so.
This is, of course, a fill-in issue by Gary Brown taking over art duties for Chris Mooneyham. He will be back on the next issue, however, starting off the new storyline.
Did a great job filling in.
And another really cool #1 here. This is from Red Circle Comics, which is the superhero imprint of Archie Comics. They use these characters every, 5 or so years. They dust them off and try to do a new take with them, and sometimes they stick, sometimes they don't. But they have tapped Mark Waid, one of the foremost classic style comic writers around anymore. We've gone on in depth about how awesome he is, but he is joined by Dean Haspiel, an alternative cartoonist legend, pretty much. He worked a lot with Harry Picard on American Splendor and countless other books just all over the place, but not really a Marvel or DC.
And they have Madam Satan.
Yes.
Who, when she turns into Satan, just her face changes, and I love it. Nothing else.
Madam Satan, it's awesome. DC has also put out a couple awesome collections here. There is, first of all, a huge one. This is the Batman Death of the Family hardcover, not to be confused with the Joker Death of the Family hardcover. This is the complete storyline from the Batman title, whereas the Joker book, as we've told you, is all the crossover titles. So it's the Batman Robin stuff, the Batgirl stuff, all that. And this is one of my personal favorite classic DC characters, Deadshot, Beginnings. It's the original miniseries by John Ostrander from 1988. That was launched right after they launched Suicide Squad, along with a bunch of other really classic Deadshot tales drawn by, classic artists. Totally blanking on their names right now, but they're great.
There's some Levitts in here, there's some Yale in there, there's a bunch of good stuff that all puts together your favorite Deadshot stories.
Yeah, because who doesn't love Deadshot? He has a creepy mustache and he shoots people.
I want all of my villains to have mustaches, so get on that.
And oh boy, I think that brings us
I'm ready.
To the real big one this week. Look at this guy's face. Okay, no, that's just the ad on the back. This is the long-awaited Sandman Overture by, of course, Neil Gaiman and J.H. Williams III.
What?
I don't want to say the best writer, but maybe the best writer to have ever graced comic books, teamed up with probably the best artist to have ever graced comic books.
You've tried to have a conversation with anyone who's like, I don't really read comics, but I have read Sandman. It's a good chance that anyone is going to want to pick up Sandman Overture. Okay. You might be struck by some of the paneling in this. You're like, oh, these are some interesting panels. And then you're like, wait, this is a man's mouth that I'm staring at.
And then you'll realize that this mouth is actually in somebody's eye socket, and then you'll probably put down the book for a few seconds and just have to stop and think and process that. But then you'd be like, ooh, I want to look at more of those pretty pictures.
The pictures are some of the prettiest I've seen. They're beautiful. Yeah,
like if you're bummed at all that J.H. Williams' run on Batwoman is coming to an end here, this is your next stop.
It'll soften the blow a little bit.
And we've got covers not only by Williams himself, but also original series cover artist Dave McKean, who does really cool, warped, almost sculpture-looking art.
Covers from the original Sandman.
Yes.
He did those.
So cool. Also a digital edition if you need not only your physical copy and your digital copy.
Because you're probably going to want to read it more than once.
Yeah, it'll get all messed up. You'll be like,
you'll just,
I need to put this on a computer.
Put this one at home, somewhere safe. Keep it with you at night. If you need to buy more than one copy, I understand.
Which you do.
Yeah.
You really do.
This is the one that you have in your bag. You're like, oh my god, read this. And you just give it to all your friends. Because that's what I've been doing all week with Pretty Deadly.
Ooh, yeah. Which we still have more copies of, miraculously enough.
Get one.
You need about 3 more.
Yeah.
Alright. Thanks a ton, everybody, for putting up with us. And thank you, Anna, Casey, or, I still don't know who you are exactly, but...
No one does. I have to remember by keeping my name on my shirt, and,
Oh, that's a really good tactic there.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by and helping us out here, and thank you, as always,